Hello there and welcome to the new video, and in this video I am talking about difference between Python and R and which one you should choose. So it depends on the type of work that you are doing and in which stage you are, which I will be explaining here. I mean stage in the sense which side you are, and based on that you can basically choose the Python or the R. However, these programming languages have become sort of a synonymous for machine learning. If you are talking about machine learning, you must have either of the one, either the Python or the R. It actually started with the R because R has been developed around 20 years back just for doing the statistical research by academicians. I think it started in New Zealand, if I'm not wrong, and that's where it basically created. And then Python is something which is also around on a similar lines, but recently has gained a lot of popularity because of its highly flexibility and the faster data processing that it can do, and the huge development that is happening in the Python side. So I wanted to show you some of the things that is related to the Python and the R from, again, developers' point of view, and want to show you the slight different and what to choose if you are trying out a particular type of a scenario. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so Python and R. Let me first list out about everything about the Python. So Python is the preferred language to enterprise level development. So if you are developing an enterprise level application, then this is basically a language you or the companies are using for doing the enterprise level development. Why? Because it's basically object oriented. It provides flexibility. You can write huge code which is not breakable, as well as there is a huge community support. On top of that, you can all the testing and everything is basically part of its libraries, where you can do entire work with the help of just one programming language. So it has become a preferred choice for doing the enterprise level development of applications. Then it is a preferred language for developers. Very recently, the sort of trend I am observing across the board, wherever I have worked in last 7 years, like in last 7 years I've been associated with one company. Recently I moved on to a different company. Everywhere I'm seeing that Python is a language which is a preferred for developers. They are doing a lot of development there. Based on the job description that I'm seeing, I have seen more and more Python related requirements for machine learning developers or software developers and people like those. So this is why I've written that it has become a preferred language for developers. Then you have is the sophisticated data management. Using its libraries like pandas and numpy, you can do very sophisticated data management, data processing, data pipeline development and things like those, and basically do all of the work which needs to be done in today's modern organization without much of a problem. So something even I have developed or moved a lot of my workflows from other languages, or even as simple as a spreadsheet, I have moved it basically to pandas, so that I can basically do all my development at one single place, develop the entire automated pipelines for my continuous inflow of data, which is clean and ready to use. So that's what it is for sophisticated data management point. Multiple visualization library. So it has this base library which is matplotlib, but apart from this it has many other libraries as well. For example, another library which I use extensively is the Seaborn library. But other than that, you will see that there is a lot of advancement that is happening. So number of libraries that are present to basically do the data visualization work. Even these days, libraries have come to build the dashboard itself also within the Python. So that's something, an interesting developments are happening, and that's why, because of this lot of new innovations, it is continuously up until at least now, based on my observation, has become the number one choice, at least for the developers, especially if they are coming from on the machine learning side or the data management or data engineering side. Then you have what you can do is design the production level workflow. So if you need something which is not breaking, continuously running without much of any issues, you have entire ecosystem which is also open source. Again, one of the important things in both these cases, these are open source. That means you are not paying anything for basically doing all the work that you. So whether you are in the enterprise or whether you are an individual developer, you can just install. It's either the basic IDE or Anaconda or PyCharm and things like those, and start developing the stuff, right? Even if you're a freelancer, you don't need any software. You can just keep on doing the stuff, right? So if, again, coming back to here, production level workflow design is something you can do it with very easily or very effectively within the Python. Then it is relatively less sophisticated. What I have left over there is the statistical testing. So compared to R, because R was originally developed for doing the statistical research. So there is a lot of libraries that are close to 12,000 packages, or I guess right now even more than that. You have and many of them are very dedicated to a specific type of statistical test with the configuring them, all those function with the help of parameters. You just write the function and boom, you have the test. So that is what I have observed, that in case of Python, you have relatively less sophisticated libraries. Even I will share you one personal example. I was doing this project on the time series forecasting, and because we did not have a good flexibility within the Python, around 3 years back I'm talking about, we actually have to use the lot of our code to basically build the entire flow of our programs, and then taking the results into the Python, because this is where we were doing the data management of the output and all of those pieces, and flowing the information back into the production systems. So this is where I have observed things. That's what I have meant, and I've just given you the practical scenario as well. After that, it is strong for web scraping as compared to the Python, because you have sophisticated flow, sophisticated libraries through which you can, and actually multiple libraries that you, with the help of that, you can do the web scraping. You have the multiple IDEs like Jupyter, PySpark, and many others. So these are the main two which I use, but you have many others in which you can do the development for the Python. Then you have, it can well integrated in apps or in other programming language. For example, if you are using, let's say, JavaScript, right? You can actually integrate it very easily in that for doing some specialized task which you can achieve with the help of Python as a programming language. Then you have the one language multiple solution. What it means is basically you can use it for standalone standalone application development, which you can install. You can develop the web applications, you can do the machine learning, you can do basically unit test, all of testing of these softwares, all of those pieces you can do it with the and much more. So like web scraping and other things to basically gather the data. So amazing things that you can do with the help of the Python. No wonder that's why it is the preferred language for developers, now even for the companies. Okay, coming back to the R. R is not that it's basically like I said, mostly for academicians or those who are basically studying and doing a research. This is where most of the time R is basically coming, which is preferred for education and research and light enterprise application. This is again based on my observations. If you are going slightly huge, things become a little bit unmanageable, but for light applications it is a good language, based on my observation. Preferred language for academicians, so these are so again, because preferred for education, this is the preferred for those who are doing the research, those who are professors and things, and persons like those, or for those type of a designation, because they don't want to do a lot of programming, but they want to have something ready which they can configure and get the output. So this is what it basically driving this. Then you have less sophisticated for data management, even though you have the libraries, but the sort of connectivity, the sort of all the data cleaning and the enterprise level workflow that you can design, that whenever you compare with the enterprise level and educational level, this is where the difference comes, and you have the less sophisticated for data management. That's what I have seen and observed when used both the languages. Mostly, so it has multiple visualization. Again, R also has multiple visualization, but in my observation, I have mostly seen ggplot is being used because this is like one library giving you all the flexibility that you need. Even ggplot recently, I think recently or around a year back or so, it is also available in the Python as well. So this is an amazing library. I have produced many videos in the past about that, and you can do really serious stuff with this particular one. So research level workflow design as compared to the production level workflow design is something you can really produce. After that, strong and sophisticated statistical test. So this is what relatively less sophisticated statistical test. I guess I forgot statistical test over there, but I explained that this has lot of libraries which is dedicated for different types of statistical tests for a specific type of task. So you can just pick up the library, you can write the function, boom, you have the output, right? Maybe in case of Python, you may have to write the logic for entire of those things. So that's why for those who are in academics and education, this is basically an easy choice because they don't want to do a lot of programming probably and want to use everything that is mostly ready-made. Basic to moderate level web scraping. So it can do the web scraping, but not as strong because it basically gets the help of this entire ecosystem where you have other libraries to do the data management. You can build the data pipelines, even visualization, stuff like that. So you can do all of those pieces, but in case of R, I would say that it is basic to moderate level web scraping, but again not at enterprise level or something which you can take it out, again based on my experience when using both of these. Mostly used in RStudio, so this is for the IDE. For Python you had like multiple IDEs, but here R is mostly, I would say 99% of the time, RStudio is basically the one which is used to do the work within the R. Then you have so well integrated in the apps, but it is something which usually run locally. You cannot integrate with other apps like as a code. But for example, both Python and R case, if you are using a third-party tool, for example, you have Tableau for data visualization or Power BI for data visualization, you can basically call both of the interfaces, but you cannot take the code and put it over there, right? So you can call the interface, you can basically write the functions over there. In those functions, you can actually write Python and R code, but when it comes to using other language, like an example I've given you, the JavaScript, for example, you cannot do this with the help of the R. It's not extensible in that way. And then finally, mostly local research or Shiny as compared to one language multiple solution. So whatever you can do is like a local application or a Shiny web application is something what you can develop. What I have developed, that's why I'm giving you this example, is something you can produce, which is easy, interactive, and reactive framework. So it's like whatever you can you are selecting, increasing, decreasing in the slider, the impact will be coming on the front end of the data. And I found it really amazing, by the way. If you have never used it, I would highly recommend you look at my videos on the Shiny web application. It's an amazing, it's so easy to use because it's all functions that you are calling, and within like I would say 2-3 hours after learning it, obviously in 2-3 hours you can produce something, such an amazing tool which you can take it into the meeting and basically drive the entire meeting because it allows the real-time change based on the data you are supplying. For example, if you are brainstorming on a particular topic, that what will happen if you increase a particular value or decrease a particular value and its impact on the data or on the visualization, you will do that piece with the help of this particular one, Shiny web application. So I have used it, I have found it really amazing, that's why I'm recommending it. But all in all, these are the 10 different 10 different things I wanted to talk about on the Python and R. if you have anything else apart from this, let us know in the comment. If you have any question, let me know in the comment, and hopefully I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. And yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video with a new topic.